Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night time, wherever and whenever you may be watching this video. Thanks very much for clicking. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the sample pack from Goldfield and Banks. So getting right into the sample pack, this was bought for me for my birthday back at the start of June. So I don't know how much it cost per se, but I believe it would have been somewhere between 20, maybe £30. There's 4, 5, 6, I think 6 samples here. And I know my girlfriend who bought me the sample pack, she said, she was like, when she ordered it, she then got an email through saying, here's the sample pack, and also here's a voucher for £30 off if you ever want to make a full bottle purchase. And as to my knowledge, that never expires. So that is a thumbs up for the company for doing that. A lot of companies don't bother with that. I know I've ordered samples before and they'll say like, oh, here's a code for 10% off, which is still good, you know, it's better than nothing. But for a company to say, have 30 quid off a bottle, because I think the bottles like retail, I think UK prices you're going to be looking at like 140, maybe 150 pound for a 100ml bottle, so 30 quid off's not a bad shout. Right, so to get straight into smelling these fragrances, I've smelled Pacific Rock Moss. I've worn that already, and I've smelled maybe 1 or 2 others, but just pick one at random. Pacific Rock Moss, you couldn't write this. Okay, so as you can see, this one I have used quite a bit. I went down back to South Wales for a mate's birthday, and because it was sort of mid-June at the time, it was summer, it was quite a warm day, and from what I'd read online, Pacific Rock Moss was going to be the one to smash it out of the park, and it was. I did receive quite a few compliments on this. So reading the notes, each fragrance or each sample comes in a handy little sleeve that's got the notes and a little bit of a description, so I'll quickly blast through that. Pacific Rock Moss, seize the day and experience a moment of pure bliss with this invigorating fragrance. Distinctive marine, graced with aromatic essences, brings you on a lush coastal walk on a beautiful summer day. And the notes are saying coastal moss from Australia, lemon from Italy, sage from France, geranium from Egypt, and cedarwood from Virginia. And already that's got 2 notes in there which I really like, which is cedarwood and coastal moss. I can't say that, you know, oh, moss, coastal moss, that's one of my favorite fragrances, but the idea of it is a note that I would really like a marine, slightly salty sort of vibe. That's what I would imagine. But let's spray it on a card. Let's see what we get. Like I said, I've gone through some of it already. From wearing it, I can say that it does last a fair bit on my skin. Like I said, I wore it to my friend's party out in Cardiff, and he could smell it. I'd sprayed it on probably 2 or 3 hours before we left the restaurant where we were eating, and he could smell it, and he said it smelled good. It's really nice. Yeah, it's a really nice marine fragrance, slightly different. I wouldn't call it tropical, but it's not your run-of-the-mill. It's got like a, it's got, as well as being marine and fresh, to me personally, it also has like a soft, creamy side to it as well. So it's not like a sharp marine citrus, you know, it's got like a classy, almost creaminess to it, which I assume would come from geranium, maybe. But it's really nice. Obviously, a lot of you guys know that it was hyped beyond belief. Do I think it was worth the hype? I don't think it blew me away as much as I was expecting. Like, everybody was talking about it. I don't think it blew my socks off, like everyone was saying. That being said, not wearing socks, that was hard. God, I'm only 28 and that was very difficult. But it's very good and it lasts a long time. I would like to own a bottle. I would like to have it in my collection, but for the price, 130, 140 pounds, it's a little bit steep. I don't know. On to the next one. We've got White Sandalwood. Now with these, I'm a lot less, I don't have as much knowledge or as much experience as with Pacific Rock Moss, so see how we go. White Sandalwood, this heavenly sophisticated scent stands out because of its unique blend of exotic spices and rich wood. It evokes the fragrance of sizzling scented oil flowing down the balmy leaves of a sacred tree. Based on that, I should like it. I'm a big fan of woods in fragrances, exotic spices. I do like oriental fragrances. Halfeti, one of my favorite fragrances. Okay, notes: sandalwood from Australia, thyme from Morocco, amber. I've never heard of this. Rose turquoise, I want to say. I don't know if you can see it there. It's on the second line of the note breakdown. Leave a comment if you know what that is. I've never heard of that. Rose turquoise, unless that's a place. Pepper from the Comoros Islands, and saffron from Spain. I do quite like saffron, as it happens, as well. Mainly from Slow Explosions by imaginary authors. That really opened my nose to saffron, and I do like it in fragrances. Okay. This smells more familiar than Pacific Rock Moss. Like, that fragrance felt a little bit more unique. This one is reminds me of a fragrance, and I can't remember who makes it, but it's called Ealing Green Tea. I think that's what it reminds me of. So it's reminding me of like a tea, herbaceous, which makes sense because I think there was thyme in this fragrance. But no, I don't think tea was listed. Rose, yeah. I'm getting the rose, I'm getting thyme, I'm getting like a herbaceous, culinary feel to it. It's nice. It's not hard hitting. It's not powerful. It's not like a knock you off your socks. I've said that twice now. Personally, at the minute, I can't really get past that rose and that thyme. Maybe there's a little bit of pepper, but it's definitely not a super manly fragrance, I'm finding. It's nice though. It's definitely nice. There's nothing, I don't find it offensive. I think it's quite a safe bet. It kind of has the same creaminess that Pacific Rock Moss does, though. It has like an elegant classiness about it underneath it. So maybe that's sort of Goldfield and Banks' thing. We'll wait and see. On to the third one, guys, and it's the only one that's got a different packet. And I think from memory, it's because this one is perhaps a little bit more marketed towards women. It's called Southern Bloom. Beautiful colours inside. But again, perhaps to some people that would be marketed more towards women because it's like a pink colour going on. Let's read about this. Southern Bloom honours the rare and enchanting native scented flower, the Baronia, during its short September spring blossom. So there's a particular flower, a lot like Mojave Ghost by Byredo. They focused on the Sapodea plant, I want to say, but this is focusing on the Baronia, which I've never heard of. So the notes are absolute Baronia flower, which from Tasmania, cassis from France, mandarin from Italy, ylang ylang from Madagascar, jasmine sambac, iris, vetiver, sandalwood, amber, and musk. So a big note breakdown, quite a few florals in there as well. My immediate thought was of like a talcum powder kind of thing, like quite a powdery. Definitely, for me personally, it's definitely that is more feminine, and it leans more on the mature side for me. I can't liken this to anything because I don't own a lot of women's fragrances or fragrances that are, you know, marketed towards me. Oh, this does remind me of one fragrance though by Etat Libre de Lange, and I can't think what fragrance it is. It reminds me of an Etat fragrance, and for the life of me, I can't think what it is. But there's definitely a powdery quality to it. I could say it smells like the Baronia flower, but I have no idea what that smells like. Cassis. I don't get that too much. Mandarin, and the mandarin, like, it's got a touch of like an orange blossom kind of feel, so maybe mandarin in that sense. But jasmine, yeah, I would say this jasmine, and musk, obviously the last note, that's in there definitely. Yeah, slightly more mature female fragrance, I would say, for this one. Definitely classy like the other two, but I would say this is a more dressed up fragrance for the ladies. Okay, on to the fourth fragrance, which is called Blue Cyprus. Quite a short brief in here. A haze of light incense that fuses with the scent of the morning dew evaporating from a deep blue-green forest. This sounds like it's a Richard special. This sounds like it's designed for me at the minute. Blue Cyprus from Australia, lavender from Bulgaria, patchouli from Indonesia, clove, clove's an interesting note, and star anise as well. The last two notes have thrown me a bit because I thought this was going to be a very soft, ethereal, I'm a little fairy dancing in the Irish forest. I don't know why I'm Irish, but you know what I mean. In an enchanted forest. Blue Cyprus. I don't have much experience with Cyprus as a note. Hard to explain. Sorry, there was a long silence there. It's reminded me of something, but then I do have a lot of samples of weird indie niche fragrances, so it's hard to find a fragrance that doesn't at least show some similarity to something else. The colour of the juice, I don't know if that's coming up, but that's quite a nice tone. I like it, I don't love it. Okay, again, Cyprus, I don't know. It definitely evokes the colour blue, where it says Blue Cyprus from Australia. It does smell kind of marine-like. And it's making me think of the colour blue. Lavender. Not that I'm going at the minute, not in like a typical sense, not in that like, you know, warming, hazy, feel a bit sleepy lavender, patchouli, clove and star anise. I don't know, maybe it's the clove that's throwing me off because I know I'm not really a mad fan of that in fragrances. Definitely an interesting one. Oh, I can smell the clove now more clearly. And because of that, I like it a little bit less, if I'm being honest, if I'm being totally honest. Personally, I could imagine this one fading really quickly. And I don't know if you would put it on like in the boiling hot heat because of the clove and the star anise, which surely when it dries down would be quite a strong, sticky, culinary smell. The start was definitely fresh, but now that the clove is becoming more apparent, I'm not a huge fan. But that was Blue Cyprus. The last but one is Desert Rosewood, which says, this unusual resinous and comforting leathery fragrance reveals an exceptional encounter between a rainbow of woods and the spectacular Australian desert under the burning sun. And the notes are Buddha wood from Australia, mandarin from Sicily, cardamom, benzoin, vanilla, and patchouli. Interesting. I don't know what Buddha wood is. Again, if somebody knows, it's spelled like Buddha, as you would imagine, B-U-D-D-H-A, yeah. If anyone knows what that is, again, feel free to leave a comment, but let's spray it. This is very medicinal smelling. This smells like, I would imagine, a certain brand of cough syrup. It doesn't smell alcohol-y. It smells a touch barnyardy, but not overly. It's not like got like a proper oud stanky thing going on. Ooh, okay, it's leveled out a bit. I enjoy it now on the third or fourth sniff. It's borderline, it smells borderline like it's got rum in it. Like you can imagine rum being in this. But I assume that's just the benzoin and the woods, like the resinous and the woods going on. This is nice. This is very nice. This reminds me a little bit of L'air du Désert Marocain by Tower Fragrances. Probably butchered the pronunciation, but that's what it reminds me of. I could get behind this. I could see myself enjoying this. This could be my favorite one so far. Definitely, you can tell it would perform. It's the loudest of the 5 fragrances that we smelled so far. I like it a lot. The very opening was a bit off-putting, just a touch. But then, as you've seen, in the matter of 30 seconds, when my nose acclimatized to it, I really like. I don't know why I threw the wrapper away. Would you call them wrapper? No, threw the sleeve away. 2 seconds. I'm back. Buddha Wood. I'm so curious what that is. This smell. I just smelled it then, and it reminded me of a Lush product. I don't know if you get them in America or across the world, but in the UK we have stores called Lush, which sell bath bombs, and I think they sell their own fragrances now as well. But there's something that's reminded me about Lush, and I do enjoy the smell of Lush products. So this is nice. This is definitely woodsy, and it's definitely resinous. And the vanilla in there obviously would provide a little bit of sweetness to not make it perhaps too off-putting, to make it too unique. You know what I mean? To like, I do like it a lot. Definitely a more mature. I couldn't imagine like a teenager rocking this, but I like this one a lot. Vanilla, yes. The wood, yes. Buddha or whatever. I can smell woods. Benzoin, yes. Cardamom, a little bit, but I'm glad that it doesn't come across too much, because again, cardamom, a bit like clove in fragrances for me. It's a little bit too culinary and a little bit too, just doesn't work for me. But this one is nice. This one I do really like. Okay, guys, the last one is Wood Infusion. Let's see what it says. Wood Infusion is an exotic infusion of all wood species. The fragrance exudes the creamy, rich, and quintessentially Australian flavour of the eucalypt. It just says eucalypt. I've never seen it called that. The eucalypt. The buttery and fragrant sandalwood blend with exotic and sumptuous agarwood. And the notes are sweet orange, Australian exotic woods, iris, lavender, agarwood, and musk. I've used a bit of this, but I can't remember using it at all. So maybe someone else has. Maybe we've got maybe it's one of the cats trying to get some hot tail, you know? That wasn't like a weird, we got 2 cats, 2 female cats. Okay, definitely picking up straight away that sweet orange. Like a candied orange smell. I get that straight away. This is really nice. This is very nice. This is like the last fragrance that we smelled, which I think was called Desert Rosewood. If that's like a colder weather, you know, nighttime fragrance, this is the daytime wood fragrance. Oh, definitely that sweet orange. That's really nice. That's really nice candied, sugary smell. Australian woods, again, exotic woods. I don't know why you would class as that, but they're coming through. Iris, yeah, it does like it says they're buttery and fragrant. There is a buttery sense about this, like a creamy thing going on. This is very nice as well. It does say lavender again, but I don't personally, it's not your run-of-the-mill typical, like the main lavender that I associate in fragrance is a fragrance called Endymion by Penhaligon's, and that does have that very sleepy, heady lavender going on that makes you just want to, you know, wear it on before you go to bed, almost. Yeah. Main thing from this is the sweet orange. Just smells sugary sweet, so I could see this being easily a unisex scent. And the woods as well. But it's nice. Overall nice, guys. So that was it. Probably went on for a bit longer. And that's it, guys. That's my very quick take on the 6 fragrances. Let me know in the comments if you own any of them, or indeed which one sounded to be you guys' favourite. And that's it, guys. That's my quick take. And there it is, guys. That's my take on the 6 fragrance in the sample pack from Goldfield and Banks. I think they do have another fragrance now since this pack came out. It's called something like Velvet Splendor, I believe. But yeah, these were, so I think now they've got 7 fragrances. I am quite impressed with the line. I think my favourites would be, from the top, it would be Desert Rosewood, probably then followed by Pacific Rock Moss, and then also Wood Infusion. That was a really good fragrance as well. But Desert Rosewood, I think it's called. Let me just double check. Desert Rosewood. I like this a lot. But overall, good experience. And like I said, may as well order the samples, because then if you did want to get a bottle, you get that 30 quid off. Or at least that was the offer when my girlfriend bought it. If it's not anymore, don't come and hunt me down. I apologise. Thanks for watching. Peace.